Good morning, Conquerors. I hope that you are having a wonderful Tuesday. Your day is just getting started, and hope you had a good weekend. Got to have yesterday off. Maybe got some running in. I know it was raining on Saturday, and that group was canceled, but hopefully you were able to find some time to get a run in this weekend. So, what I wanted to talk about is January, February, the winter months. This is a really good time to build your running base. So what does that mean? What does your running base mean? Well, a lot of races will be scheduled for the spring, early summer. And now is the time to build a base that you can build upon. I think so often we sort of have the all or nothing mentality, right? We're either training for something and we're all in, or we're not training for something and we back way off. And so in our training periods, when we actually are in that chunk of time, that 12 weeks or 20 weeks, depending on the distance, or less than that, if it's a 10K or a 5K, that we jump in, but we're jumping in a fitness level that really doesn't benefit us, especially if we have goals like PRing the race, or we're, trying a new distance out. And we want to come to the table with the base level of fitness. So what that means is that we're going to focus on consistency. We're going to focus on shorter runs, short to medium length, generally the same sort of schedule that we have in the past when you're training, which is 3 to 4 runs during the week and then a long run on the weekend. And you can start that base at 3 runs and then maybe add in a 4th run once you start to get into the habit and the consistency. Most of these runs are going to be at conversation pace. There's not going to be a ton of speed work. There's not going to be a ton of threshold runs or tempo runs, because those are reserved for when you're really in a training chunk, right? Those are the times that we really want to start taking longer, medium to longer runs during the week, and not just on the weekend, where we want to add in those runs that challenge our metabolic system. That stuff's reserved for then. Right now, we're really just trying to build a base level of fitness. As a runner, I always am trying to maintain a base level of fitness. That's why, as much as I can, I try and get 2 to 3 runs in a week and a long run on the weekend. I will say in the last several months that has gone out the window. But I'm starting to get back in that, and I am in my base building phase. The beauty of the base phase is this: there's not a lot of pressure. You're not having to dial in every workout to make sure that you're working towards that goal, right? The goal is simply to create a level of fitness that is a jumping off point for when you do want to train for the half marathon, when your training period starts for the marathon. That's a great feeling to have, because then you can have goals for those races that are a little more feasible than if you're starting from square one. If you train for a race and you took some time off and then you've only been running 1 day a week and it's only been like 2-3 miles, it's been very slow, that's not enough to be able to jump in and say, okay, I'm going to do another half marathon, but now I want to PR that half marathon. It just doesn't work like that. You need to maintain that base level. It's okay to take rest. We've talked about that before, but you want to maintain that base level of fitness. So the recommendations for that are, again, start with 3 runs during the week. If you haven't really been running at all, or you've only been running 1 day a week, you can even start with 2 days a week, all right? Do that, and a long run on the weekend, long being a relative term, right? So we're talking 2 to 3 miles during the week on each of those days, and then your long run being somewhere around 4 to 6 miles. And that's really where we're going to stay. You can add that 3rd run in, keep that long run at that 4 to 6 miles, and then as we build the base and get closer to that time that you're going to jump into your training period, then we can start upping the long runs a little more, maybe increasing from 3 miles to 4 miles during the week. But conversation pace, easy pace, this shouldn't be something that you dread, something that you go out, you finish, you feel pretty good, you feel like you probably could have run more. And that's a great way to spend your time during these winter months when it's a little harder to get outside, when it's colder. It's a great time to use that treadmill that has been sitting in your house, collecting dust or holding shirts, and use that as an opportunity to get on there and just build those miles, build that base. And that way, when it comes to race season, you will be prepared to really attack the training period with a lot of energy and a lot of fitness. I hope you all have a great week. I'll be sending out an email with this discussion topic. I believe Steve Stewart is still sick, so we send our wishes to get well quickly. And I miss you guys as always. Have a great week of running.